Hello, Dental A Team listeners. This is Kiera Dent, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for being part of my Dental A Team family. I seriously love doing this podcast. I thought I was going to hate it, and I love it. I love it so much because I get to connect with you. I get to hear how this podcast is helping you and your practice be better. So if you have loved this podcast and you are willing to share, I would greatly appreciate if you'll share with your friends, if you'll leave us a review, if you'll give us 5 stars, anything you can do. Just like you guys grow your practices, we're trying to grow this podcast to positively impact the world of dental. This is how we get to grow our Dental A Team family. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the Dental A Team podcast. We're your hosts, Kiera Dent
and Dr. Mark Costas.
Mark and I had this crazy idea that maybe we could combine a dentist and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. And Dental A Team podcast was created.
I'm a practicing dentist, a multiple practice owner, a dental performance coach, and the founder of the Dental Success Institute.
I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, current practice owner, and international dental consultant. Mark and I don't just understand you, we are you.
Our goal is to positively impact the world of dentistry by sharing our lessons learned from the road in hundreds of dental offices.
2 perspectives, 1 mission, to help dental professionals reach their full potential. Welcome to the Dental A Team podcast. Hello, Dental A Team listeners. Welcome to 2020. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys had the best New Year's. I hope you had so much fun. I hope you reflected like we talked about on the last podcast. And welcome to 2020. So Dental A Team, let's review 2019. Were you the dentist that you wanted to be? Were you the office that you wanted to be? Did you do that challenge I gave you? Did you map it all out? Let's talk about this. What happens if you were the dentist that you wanted to be? Fantastic. High five. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it rolling. Move to the next level. There's always a way to be better. Always. So what's the next better version of yourself? What are you going to do? If you weren't the dentist or you weren't the practice that you wanted, what are you going to do this year? Was it bad enough that you want to change? Was it good enough that you want to stay going? Where is it at? You guys, I'm such a proponent because progress equals happiness. So I'm a proponent of us reflecting and looking to see. So I will tell you guys a story. Last year, at the beginning of 2019, I was not the business owner I wanted to be. I did not know how to grow my finances. I didn't know how to make a profitable business. I can grow a dental practice, but for some reason it did not connect in consulting. I was like, guys, I'm floating a ton of money for travel. I don't know how to get these expenses in check. It's really, really hard for me. I can tell you how to do it in a dental office, but how do I do it over here? So I started to enlist, and this is going to be so fun for you guys. I started to enlist my advisory board. Doctors, team members, whomever you are, have an advisory board. Have somebody that you can talk to about finances. My great friend Ryan Isaac from the Dentist Money Advisors became one of my best mentors and influencers next year. That was my weakness. I did not know how to do this. So I said, Ryan, I need help. Okay, number 1, get vulnerable. It's okay. Ask for help. People are willing to give you help if you'll ask. Ask for help. Have on your dental or on your advisory board of people in your life, somebody who's really, really, really good with finances that you trust with your whole heart and soul. Ryan flipped my business with me last year, you guys. He literally sent me a performa, started telling me of how to fill this out. I had no clue what any of these words meant when I started with him. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this out. And he was so kind and I was vulnerable. And I said, Ryan, I don't know what I'm doing. So Ryan really, really helped me last year. So he was on my dental advisory board. So as we were going through the year, I realized I was getting better and better at running this business and making it more profitable. I kept checking in with Ryan, asking questions. I would hang out with Mark. I think Mark's a great mentor on life and how to have a better balance. Actually, balance is a rough word for me. I would say more of a work-life integration. So they work better together. He's one of the people on my advisory board. I have Summer Casmel. She's with me in Women Dentist Connect. I think Summer is a brilliant business owner. Brilliant. She helps me see things that I can't see myself with spreadsheets and numbers, and she reviewed my numbers with me. She's on my board. Then I started realizing, you know what? I'm really struggling because I don't have a coach. I don't have somebody who's been in the dental consulting world. I will tell you, I looked for a coach for about 2.5 years. I wanted somebody who knew dental consulting. I wanted somebody who had been there before. I didn't just want someone with business because they were just going to give me like principles of ideas, but I wanted it to actually be like what I do in an office when I walk in and I say, I don't just understand you. I am you. I wanted to have that in my own life because I feel like when somebody has been there, They can give me a vantage point that I can never get on my own. And I wanted that for myself. So then I have been hunting for this person. I've been telling people I'm looking for a coach if they have one. I had a phenomenal coach on emotional intelligence. I needed to get better with connecting with people. She was amazing. If you guys want access to her, please let me know. This woman will change your life. But you got to be ready for it because, whoa, when we like slough off an old version of ourselves, that is a painful experience, but it's amazing because we keep growing into a better version of ourselves. So I found a coach, you guys, it came from Tony Robbins. Remember how I put myself out there? I went to the VIP section, terrifying. These people are way better business owners than I am. And I started connecting with people. I met an amazing guy because I needed help with marketing. That was another area I was really weak in. I had a great marketer, but we weren't getting sales. We're not good with advertising. And she's more with the branding side. But I'd been burned with marketing 1,000 times. So I knew I needed marketing and I needed a coach. And I wanted it in dental consulting. That's what I wanted. So I met this guy at Tony Robbins. He was phenomenal. I don't know what possessed me to tell him my story, but I did. I told him my story, and this guy and I have become really good friends. He connected me in with his business partner. This woman changed my life. She is incredible. Her name is Naomi. I was like starstruck. She spoke to my heart and soul. She doesn't talk to people very often. She's a very, very busy, high profile woman. And I don't know what my friend Oz convinced Naomi to do, but she called me and she had a conversation with me a couple of times. And she told me, Kiera, live the life you want, not the one you think you should. She's like, you need to make sure that you're going in for these things. She gave me so much advice. And then she said, you know what? I think you should connect in with this other girl. This other girl used to be VP of a very successful dental consulting company. She was the head of sales and marketing. I think you should just call her, pick her brain, ask her. So very, very, very timid Kiera was like, okay, I'll call. Like, I've been looking for a coach. This girl might know someone. She's in the dental consulting world. She was very, very prominent in another consulting business. Let me call her. I called her. I had Kaylee on the call because I was too scared to do it by myself. So I had Kaylee on the call and I started asking her questions of, hey, what about this? And how did you do this? And I don't know what I'm doing in this zone. Then I put it out there, you guys. I am not even kidding you. Not for 2 seconds kidding you. I said, because this woman used to work for a company that sold. And this is just in the last couple of months that it sold. So she just really didn't have anything going on in her life. Just kind of kicking back, doing her thing. I, no joke, said to her, hey, I know this really incredible dental consulting company that's starting out. They're called the Dental A Team. Would you ever consider coaching them? She's like, let me think about it. Talked to her again and was like, hey, just putting it out there. There's this really awesome consulting company. I know that they're fantastic and I know they're changing the world of dental. Would you be open to coaching them? Guess what, guys? She is now coaching me. Because of her, I've also made other connections to marketing. We have people that are able to market. This is an area that I was weak in. But I saw that my 2018 and my 2019 weren't going where they wanted to go. And I decided to take massive action. Yep, her contract scared me. It terrified me when she sent it to me. And I thought, can I afford this? And I thought, Kiera, you're going to hire the person that you want to become, the person that can afford this. And you're going to do it because she's going to lead you there and you are confident in that. Have I been burned before? Yeah, you better believe I have. But I had references and I had people that I trusted and an advisory board that I asked. Kaylee's on my advisory board. I think Kaylee can see things very clearly. My family's not always a great advisory board. They don't know how to run business. That's not their strong suit. So I asked them about character. Not all of the people on my advisory board can answer all the questions for me. They're not the right resource for all the scenarios. But I will tell you that I do pull from my advisory board based on the areas that I want to learn and grow from. So with that said, look at your life. What's your advisory board? Are your people helping you learn the things that you want to learn? Are you willing to take massive action to become the office or the dentist or the team or the treatment coordinator or the scheduler? I was in an office and there's a hygienist. She told me, she said, Kiera, I'm super intimidated because I don't think I'm that great of a hygienist because I'm young and I'm new. And I looked at her and said, okay, what do you want to do about it? She's like, I want to get better. And I said, how bad do you want to get better? She's like, really badly. And I said, bad enough that you're willing to take a course and do whatever I tell you to do? She's like, yeah, I will. Guess what? We had some hard conversations, told her like, here's the truth. I'm going to give you this. I need you to do accountability. I need you to check in with me. I'm going to give you our hygiene course that's online. I'm going to give you a hygiene coach that can coach you specifically. Are you willing to do it? And she said, yes. She was ready to take massive action. Had a dental assistant come to me and said, I want to be a better dental assistant. I'm not good with the supplies. I'm not good with the ordering. And I said, okay, how bad do you want it? She said, I want it really bad. I want to be better. I want to be the best I can be. I want to be better for my team. Okay, great. Let me give you a coach. Let me help you with this. I had a doctor. She's like, Kiera, I want to go to the next level. And I said, okay, your morale is really low in your practice because you're not willing to hold them accountable, because you're not willing to have the conversation and say what's holding you back from saying it. Are you willing to make massive action and change that? Because that's a hard zone to go into. Are you willing to go into it? How bad do you want these changes? Because if you don't want them bad enough, I can coach you all day long, or you can have somebody, or you can listen to a podcast, or you can get it off of YouTube, or wherever you go for your resource. How bad do you want it? She's like, I want it. I'm willing to go into it. And I was like, okay, it's going to be shedding of the old version of you into a new version. But she wanted it. So my question to you is, how was your practice last year? Office managers? Were you the office manager that you wanted to be? If not, who do you want to be? What type of a dream manager would you want to be? What type of a doctor do you want to be? What kind of a treatment coordinator do you want to be? TCs, did you close 85% to 98% of your cases? And were they big cases? And was it dollar for dollar, or was it one for one? Meaning one thing off of the treatment plan out of 5 of them. Can you close a $60,000 treatment plan? Can you close a $5,000? Can you try close a $600 one? What TC are you? What type of a scheduler are you? What's your cancellation rate? What's your missed call rate? Dental assistants, do you convert at least one same-day treatment per day every single day? Hygienists, what's your dollar per hour? Are you a healthy hygienist? I know you don't want to go into numbers. That's okay, because you're afraid that it's going to make you more concerned about numbers. I think that stress is just an overachiever's word for fear. We're afraid. What happens if you were that good of a hygienist? What happens if you produced it? Would you really be over treating your patients, or would you be giving them unnecessary treatment? No way, you're never going to do that, because that's not who you are. So get over that. That's not going to be you ever. Doctors, how is your case acceptance? What's your dollar per hour? Is it where you want it to be? What are your systems? How's your team? How's your morale? How are you doing? How's your sanity? How's your family? How's your work-life balance or integration? Take your pick of what feels good to you. Where are you at? What do you want to do? Are you willing to take massive action to get the results you're wanting? Are you willing to go to those scary, terrifying conversations and admit, hey, I don't know? Are you willing to go to the next level? Maybe you're crushing it, but you just want to have somebody come in and have a look at your practice and give you a way to fine-tune it. Maybe you're like, I don't even know where to start. I just graduated dental school, and where do I even begin? Fantastic. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to commit your team to listening to podcasts? I had an office tell me, like, there's no way my team would listen to this. Guess what? I talked to 2 of them and said, like, hey, here you go. Like, I think this podcast could help you. Guess what? They're hook, line, sinkered, because it was a tool that changed them, that helped them be better. So what are you doing? I want you to think, like, what are you doing? Are you going to get the life you want, or are you just going to manage the one coming your way? Are you going to take massive action? This is a time. There are so many resources. There are coaches out there. There are online resources. There are videos. There are free podcasts. What are you willing to do? I love that question, because I have to ask myself, what am I willing to do? How bad do I want it? So I will tell you some ideas. For me, 1, I started listening to a ton of podcasts. That was my thing. I started thinking, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? That was step number 1. Step number 2, I got an awesome advisory board. I looked to see where I was weak and started asking questions, finding people till I found the people to fill my advisory board. I now have someone for finance, someone for personal, someone for my emotional intelligence, someone for sales, someone for marketing, and someone for my overall business. Guess what? I promise you I'm going to find the area that I'm weak in again, and I'm going to probably need to add somebody else to my advisory board. These people are people I trust with my life. People that see myself outside of myself that can give me advice. So that's step number 2. Step number 3, recognize who are you. I am the type of person where if I invest money into something, I'm wildly committed and I will actually make it happen. If that's who you are, fantastic. Get a coach. They will change you. Do your research, interview them, ask the questions you want to ask. Make sure the results you're getting are what you actually want. It's totally fine. I renegotiate with people. I'm a chicken at that, you guys. I hate that. I've started to do that because I realized that was my area of fear that I need to just dive right into. So that's the number 3. Figure out what type of person you are. If you're just a go-getter implementer, start taking notes. Check to see which quarter it fits in and start implementing. Take massive action. Don't let it keep going. I heard this quote and I'll tell you guys it again because I love it. Don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of who you are today, 1 year from now. Or another one is, I think the true sign of failure is a life that's successful, unfulfilled. So are you successful? Are you unfulfilled? What are you? Take a look. Were you the dentist that you wanted to be? If so, congratulations. Keep it going. How are you going to keep this going? If you weren't, what are you going to do to change? Or are you going to change? What's your plan? How do you want to change? How do you want to grow? How do you want help? What are you going to do? How are you going to take massive action to become the doctor, the team, the office that you want to become? Maybe you just need to start with your core values. What are your core values? What are the things that you need to do to change to become the office you want to be? Maybe you need to do KPIs. Maybe you need to talk about numbers. Maybe you don't need to do any of those things. Maybe you need to work on yourself. Maybe you need to call a coach. Maybe you need to have an accountability coach. I'm not sure. Only you know that. So assess, what type of a doctor were you? Who do you want to be? And what are you willing to do this year? What type of a team member were you? What type of an office manager were you? Who are you today? And who are you going to be at the end of this year? Today's the day to take massive action. And I invite all of you to do so. Reach out. If you need help or you have questions, hello@thedentalateam.com. You guys, we're like Dental Google for you. We work with hundreds of offices. Ask the questions. Ask that uncomfortable question. You're like, listen, I don't know. Good. I'm Kiera Dent from the block. I don't judge you whatsoever. Ask the question. If you don't have someone in your life that you can ask those questions to, you're just going to fumble along. So that's why I made the Dental A team. So ask the questions. Take massive action, you guys. Welcome to 2020. I can't wait to work with you guys, to continue producing mad content for you. It's going to be incredible. But who are you and who are you willing to become? What massive action are you going to take to become that person? That's my question for you. All right, guys, let's rock 2020. Can't wait to catch you next time on the Dental 18 podcast.
And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental 18 podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.